Okay, so now, Neff, we're going to talk about this document that I have read, and I seriously doubt that you have read. This is the original document where this information comes from. Now, one of the reasons why I think you seriously have not read it is because when I read these documents, I read them with a creationist mindset. Okay, I read them skeptically, and I can see in this document that if you had read it, there is actual stuff in the document that you could have used to support your case. Neph. So rather than taking this glancing blow research, taking one line and then extrapolating stuff, you could have quoted from this document and you could have had a fairly solid case, and you could have actually had people scratching their heads thinking, oh, maybe that Nephilim's got a point. Let me read you some stuff. Now, this is about lies, okay? I want to talk about lies. And these lying evolutionists, all day, every day. Lie, lie, lie. It's all they bloody do. I'll just pick it up sort of semi-randomly in the opening. This is the opening paragraph. However, little is known about the degree to which observed changes in morphology may affect the population structure and the behavioral ecology of our organisms through the mediating effects of whole organism performance. Consequently, our understanding of how rapid phenotype changes affect ecological processes at the population level is limited. However, despite the fact that microevolutionary responses to environmental changes have been well documented, the unpredictability and reversibility of changes of morphological traits in fluctuating environments have raised questions regarding how these microscale changes can lead to the emergence of novel structures as seen on a macroevolutionary scale. And then he goes on to say, here we address these issues by examining the outcome of this remarkable 36-year experiment. Blah, 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 blah. Lie, 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 lie. Let me show you another thing. They go on to say, down the bottom here, when talking about cecal valves, and this is your thought, right, that the cecal valve must have existed pre-existing in the genome. He says here, these valves are similar in overall appearance and structure to those found in herbivorous lacertids, agamids, and iguanids lizards. They are not found in other populations of Piscicula, however. So what he's saying is that they do find cecal valves in other lizards. Iguanas that eat moss off rocks by the seaside, they're one. There's another one called GALLOTIA, and that's a lacertid, which is what a Pisciculus is. That's their family or something. I don't know the correct word. So he actually says that, right? He also goes on to say that in all of lizarddom, these species represent less than 1% of all known lizard species have cecal valves. So now, if you wanted to make a case, you could have actually read the document, and you could have said that they themselves note here about how little we know about the morphological changes. They also note how these cecal valves are found in a tiny proportion of other lizards. And there's a couple of other things which I won't mention in here, but it relates to the possibility of the environment and the actual effect that eating plants might actually have some morphological effect on the lizards. But no, he didn't do that. And then you've got, I don't know, Neph, you then throw out all of these accusations of lies and indoctrination, and If you only read this argument, it's all bloody reasonable, Neph. It's all completely reasonable. And then you talk about, other people being indoctrinated, other people, going off their presuppositions, other people, not doing their research. And this is where I'm drawing my conclusion, which is the sort of boy who cried wolf, Neph. Let's imagine that one day you are right. One day you are right. Nobody's going to believe you. Is it going to be, there's a Nephilim free? Rabbiting on again. Except the choir. The choir will believe you every step of the way, of course. Now let me add just one more point. And that is the analogy of climbing Mount Improbable. I think it is. Can't remember the exact quote. But there's some sort of, when the scientists are climbing the mountain of knowledge, and when they get to the top of that mountain, they're going to find all of these philosophers sitting there waiting. My sort of little addition to that is that then the scientists will be slightly stunned that there are philosophers there. But then they will look around and they will see on all the other mountaintops there are philosophers. And in all the valleys there are philosophers. And scrambling up the mountainsides are all these other philosophers. And down at the bottom of the cliff will be piles upon piles of dead philosophers. And when the scientists ask the philosophers on top of Mount Knowledge, how did you get here? Those philosophers are going to say, I don't know. And when the scientists ask those philosophers on top of Mount Knowledge, where are you? They're going to say, I don't know. And only the scientists are going to have the map. Thanks for watching.